And with that, we'll open it up for questions for JT. We're usually not this shy around Philadelphia, JT. That's what I'll tell you. Sure.
JT, what was your, coming from the outside, your original opinion or viewpoint of the Phillies? And having a chance to work out with them right now, what is your viewpoint on the culture since you've gotten here?
I've never had anything but positive thoughts about the Phillies organization. Playing against them for the last 4 or 5 years, it's always been an organization that's been very storied, and anybody that I've talked to that's played here in the past has been nothing but proud. And all the teammates that I've reached out to that have played here before gave me nothing but good things to say about it. So it's definitely an organization that I'm proud to play for, and I'm happy to be here.
Bobby?
JT, welcome to Philly. Talking about the history here, you're wearing number 10, which is a pretty special number in this city. Are you aware of some of the other guys who have worn that number?
I'm aware of some of them, not all of them. I believe when I was given the choices of numbers, I only had 3 options, so I had between like 10, 38, and 39. So when I chose the number, I did not know all the players that had the number now.
Why did you choose 10 then?
Just liked it better than 38 and 39. Those aren't exactly appealing numbers for me.
Todd?
JT, a lot of talk basically since the end of last season about when you would be traded. What was the entire offseason like, and to finally have that trigger pulled and finally get that trade you've been kind of expecting?
Yeah, it was definitely a different offseason for me. Me and my wife, we've definitely spent more time on social media than we ever have in our lives, just trying to find out if anybody knows any scoop that we didn't know, So it was a little stressful, a little different for us, but we're definitely happy with the outcome, and it all worked out in God's timing, and we're happy with it.
John? Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy?
JT, can you describe what it's like to hit in Marlins Park, to really square one up and see it kind of die in the center fielder's glove, and, playing off that, what you think coming to Citizens Bank Park will do for you as an offensive player?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I mean, I can count too many times that I felt like I crushed the ball in Marlins Park, only to watch Odubel Herrera dive in center field and catch it at the wall, So it'll be nice to get out of there, and not that Citizens Bank Park is any slouch, You still have to hit the ball well, but it'll be nice knowing that if you get a ball, you have a good chance to get it out. And in Marlins Park, sometimes you felt like you got all of it, and you were flying out to center field, not even getting a double out of it. You were running back to the dugout, so it'll be nice to not have that situation.
John?
To double up on that, I believe 13 of your 21 homers last year were on the road, and I think 37 out of your 59 career homers are on the road, and hitting over 300 on the road in your career. How much more comfortable were you on the road, and does that lead you to believe you're going to have a lot of success in a ballpark like Citizens Bank?
I do think it'll help. I feel like some of my issues in Marlins Park were the fact that I knew the park was so big, and sometimes maybe I tried to do too much, tried to get out of my strengths and muscle up and try to hit the ball too far, which obviously over time can really create problems. So I think just being able to play in a park that's more hitter friendly will give me more confidence, and be able to try to not do too much and just take things as they come, and that'll help me out tremendously.
Ricky?
JT, you've hit against a bunch of these arms, a lot of great young arms on this pitching staff. You're looking forward to working with these guys and just handling this pitching staff, something that, have you studied it, looking forward to it?
I've definitely studied all of them multiple times just from facing them, so it'll be a lot of fun to get to work with these guys. There's a lot of great arms on this team, a lot of young, electric stuff, guys that are getting better, From top to bottom, this entire starting rotation they all have quality plus stuff, and they've all gotten better with time. 2 years ago, they were young guys coming up to the big leagues. In the last 2 years, they've all drastically improved. So I look forward to try to help mold them and help continue their improvement and get to work with them.
Jeff?
JT, when the Phillies make a big trade for you, bring you in here in a big deal like this, and then guys like Matt Klentak say you're the best catcher in baseball, do you feel extra pressure to having to succeed here in Philadelphia now?
Not necessarily pressure, no. I'm more excited than anything just to get to prove myself, It's definitely playing on a little different stage here with the fan base that we have in Philadelphia. So I'm looking forward to the challenge, but I don't necessarily see pressure with it. It's just a game, I got to go out there and try to help my teammates win, and that's what it's all about.
And can I just follow up, when you look at this roster that this team has assembled this offseason, How excited are you at the possibilities of what this team can do in this division?
Very excited. I mean, this was a great ball club last year. Obviously, they fizzled out a little bit at the end, but that comes with a young club. And the additions that we made this offseason, I feel like we have a lot of things to prove this season, and I think we're going to prove them.
Bob?
I know you just got here, but is there any part of you that thinks about maybe being here long term? I know you're here for at least 2 years, but long term, did that thought cross your mind at all as soon as this was done?
Honestly, no. I haven't even had the chance to think about that yet. This whole last week has gone by so fast. It's been so hectic. I haven't quite had the opportunity to think about that, but from everything I've heard about this organization, I'm sure I'll see for myself. But I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, so we'll see about that in the future.
John?
I believe you played some shortstop in high school, right?
Back in the day, yes.
You were a quarterback
Yes.
in high school?
Yes.
You're a pretty unique catcher. I mean, I believe you've led the league in stolen bases as a catcher, most stolen bases as a catcher over the last 6 years. Do you think playing a lot of different sports and the unique skill set that you bring from each has helped you be a more athletic catcher in some of your skills with that position?
Yeah, I think so. I just think not catching my whole life honestly kept me pretty young, kept me more athletic. You know, a lot of times guys start catching when they're 6 years old and they've got a lot of wear and tear on their body by the time they get up. But for me, just being able to play multiple sports, keep my body moving, try to stay as athletic as I can, I definitely think that's helped me.
Matt?
JT, you've been billed by Matt as the best catcher in baseball. If there's one area in your game, though, where you think you want to improve in 2019, where is it?
There's a lot of areas in my game that I want to improve, but just defensively, really the whole aspect of catching is catcher-pitcher relationship, and for me, especially being on a new team, it's extremely important for me to get to know these guys in a hurry and build that relationship with them to where they can trust me, and that's what I'm looking forward to most in spring training, is just building that relationship with my pitchers.
Jeff?
JT, you said you were looking at social media and MLB trade rumors, I imagine. Was there any point at this offseason where you thought you might have been dealt, or something was getting close, or the Marlins told you, hey, something might happen here?
There were multiple points to where I thought it was close. You know, not just so much social media. I had people that would text me, you know, reporters that I was friends with in Miami would text me and say, hey, keep your phone on you. Something might happen tonight, you know, and that probably happened 3 or 4 times with absolutely nothing happening. So that got a little exhausting, you know, but like I said, once all that passed and the trade went through, nothing but excitement from this end.
Okay, Matt?
Or Gabe, where it seems like he could hit anywhere in the lineup. Where do you think JT fits in your lineup, and how many different places do you think you could use him in your lineup?
Yeah, I think JT can hit in a lot of different places in the lineup, and the answer to that question is we don't know, but the one thing we do know is that he can hit right in the heart of our lineup, and one of the things that we noticed from across the field with JT is you can't bring a right-handed slider guy to get him out. He does a really good job against that profile, so 2, 3, 4, 5, anywhere in that neighborhood, he's so athletic, he can hit anywhere in the lineup.
Matt?
Matt, you talk a lot this morning about guys that post every day, and how impressive is it that JP put up good numbers, played, you know, a lot for a team that plays in front of empty ballparks a lot, or was trading away a lot of good players around him, and that he still was able to, you know, put up his own high-quality numbers?
Yeah, I don't think it's any secret that we, you know, value guys that can play regularly, play every day, and post, like you said, Matt. And I think that it's very rare when you find a catcher that can do that because of the wear and tear that the position takes on their body and the foul tips that they take off the thumb and everything else. And when you have a guy like this who as Cap said, is as athletic as anybody in the league, as strong as anybody in the league, and who has the mentality that he's going to be out there every damn day, that is incredibly appealing to us as the acquiring team here.
Jeff?
Matt, I think on the conference call you said that, you know, a move like this won't stop you guys from, you know, making another move, bringing in another free agent. Have you talked to guys like JT and other players about, you know, still trying to get Manny and still trying to get Bryce and things like that to make this team even stronger?
I haven't talked to him about it. No, I mean, I've been down here for 48 hours, not even. So when I see the guys in the clubhouse, sometimes that comes up. I think what I said on the call the other day was this acquisition doesn't preclude us from continuing to play the free agent or trade markets. And, I think that's kind of the case all the time. I mean, we're always looking for opportunities. There are certainly times of the year where there seems to be more activity, the offseason being one, the trade deadline being another. But, we know that there are still some pretty good free agents out there, and we're going to continue to have those discussions because if there's an opportunity that makes sense for us, we'd like to pursue it.
Jeff?
I know you haven't talked about this with Matt, JT, but last year at the trade deadline, Bryce Harper said, "Why can't we go get a guy like that about you?" Do you think the same about him at this point?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Anybody would love to have a guy like that on your team. Like Matt said, I mean, there's a time and a place for that discussion. I haven't quite been involved in those discussions like he mentioned because I haven't been here very long, so, but I would definitely love to have a player like that on this team.
Bob?
To follow up with Matt's question a little bit back, Gabe, what do you think the ideal number of games for JT is? And JT, what do you feel like is ideal?
From my perspective, it's kind of what JT's career has been thus far, right? Like trying to strike that balance between keeping him healthy and strong and then also making sure that he's in the lineup as much as possible because he makes us a better team every night, gives us our best chance to win. So in the past, JT has racked up 500-plus plate appearances. We see that happening again this year, and obviously JT and I are going to spend some time talking about how we can put him in the best position to succeed.
For me, I want to catch 162. But, yeah, I know that's probably not going to happen. I trust Gabe, I mean, we'll have conversations about that, and he'll see how I feel. And for me, it's just about staying healthy and staying strong. It's a long season. It's grueling, especially behind the plate. So there's not really a magic number. It's just you kind of go about it. You see how you feel, and I trust him to make the right decisions.
You got it.
You got traded on Thursday, I think. When did you get here?
Friday. So
okay.
My wife and I already had the truck packed up. We were ready to go. We just didn't know if we were driving to Arizona or Jupiter or Clearwater, So as soon as we got the call, we left that night. Our agent Matt actually found us a place. We were in our condo Friday by 5 o'clock, so we got here.
And where do you live in the off season?
Oklahoma City.
Okay. So either same drive either way.
That's what, yeah, we didn't want to head to Florida and then get traded to Arizona. So we kind of waited.
So the car was literally packed. I mean, it was ready, basically ready to go, and you're just kind of waiting for the
I shouldn't say the car. The bags were packed.
Bags were
We
packed.
just had to throw everything in the truck, throw the dog in the truck, and we hit the road.
Okay.
Jim?
You had mentioned you were following this drama on social media. When it indeed turned out to be the Phillies, were you a little surprised that it was them? Because, midwinter, they weren't mentioned as the prominent team. There were so many teams mentioned, and it just seemed like other teams were getting mentioned in front of the Phillies. When you heard it was the Phillies, were you surprised?
Not necessarily surprised, no.